Hello everyone on YouTube. I just have a quick tutorial I wanted to post to help you guys with dealing with Google Maps. If you share my frustration with some of its shortcomings, so to speak, maybe this will be of help to you. I hope so. I have often found it frustrating that Google Maps will try to force me to take a path to a given destination based on what it thinks is important. Whereas I might actually know the area a bit better than Google Maps does, at least in terms of where traffic tends to bind up, regardless of whatever sort of traffic data Google has. So, as a consequence of that, I have figured out that all I need to do is add in some waypoints, some destinations prior to my real destination, to force the mapping software to comply with my choice of a path. So here's how some of that is done. Let's say we're in Phoenix, Arizona right now, and we're about 10 miles away from a Walmart where we want to stop and grab some snacks or something as we head on to somewhere else. In this case, let's say also we're either driving a big rig or towing a big RV, and we don't want Google Maps to assume that we're driving a little Toyota Prius or something and shove us into the front entrance of Walmart, making it impossible for us to get through without damaging our own vehicle or a bunch of other vehicles. What do we do about this? Well, let's force the maps software to give us a different entrance. Here's how that's done. You set up some waypoints. Let's get a satellite view of our destination property so we can see what we're facing when we get there. In this case, we're looking at an entrance suggested that is for a small car. Let's say we want to drag our giant RV into the back of the property where there's a lot more room and there are fewer cars around. See, this Google Maps either wants us to come up from the south and go straight north to the entrance of the building, or take the southern entrance of the entrances on the west side of the property. Here we're zooming out, just looking at the overall map. And what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm adding in some waypoints. Let's go back to here, zoom in, see that property again. You see to the left edge there, that light blue line, that's taking us in through the Toyota Prius entrance. Now I'm setting up a waypoint to force it to take that entrance right there that looks like it's clearly more suitable for our giant RV that we're towing in there for some reason. Okay, it still wants to take us to the front, though, once we get in there. That would be good enough, really, because at that point we can just ignore the rest of the path, or for the sake of showing how this thing can be made to comply, I've just added in another waypoint. So there we go. What I did is I changed our destination from Walmart to a particular point on the map, which happens to be the back of the Walmart. Now we zoom out, we look around, we see that we're on a freeway. Maybe we don't want a freeway. We can add another waypoint, in fact several of them, to force this thing to take us along the path that we want. Here's an example. Now that point that I just added is thrown onto the end of the map. So now I'm going to drag that up farther up into the list so that it will be my first stop along my journey. So far, so good. That point A is right there at the beginning. Now I'm going to select another waypoint, add another waypoint rather, and it will be thrown in at the end. That doesn't make a lot of sense, so let's drag that up, get that into the next position. Nope, now it's too early. I need to switch those around. Drag them around again. Boom, there we go. Now we have A north of B. B is to the east of where I'm heading. Okay, so far so good, but it still has me going into that property from the north. Let's say I want to attack it from the south. Let's just add another waypoint. Go ahead, choose on map, move the map around until we get that point to where we want it. Click on it. There it is. It's thrown at the end again. That's not going to do. So we drag it toward the top. See where it is. Okay, so far so good. But I still have that freeway in there. Let's say the freeway tends to bunch up, or I'm dragging a big old vehicle and I don't feel like dealing with all the traffic on the freeway. I'll just go ahead and add another waypoint. Click something down over here somewhere. How about right there? That might do. Now that's at the end of my route. I'm going to change that around. Put that earlier. Drag up toward the top. What do you know? ABC right in a row like we want. And now we have the maps cooperating a little bit more. And as you can see here, points E and F are on the property where I want them to be. And that is how you use waypoints to force Google Maps to cooperate and do what you want it to do. Another thing to do, so you don't lose all of this work, is add a shortcut to your home screen. Just like that. Now what happens is if you go back and you want to search for something else on Google Maps while you're navigating to that Walmart, no problem. Once you're done looking around for someplace where you might want to stop and eat later or something, you can go back to that original route that you set up by simply clicking on that shortcut you made. Far too often, I have tried to step back just one step on Google Maps to try to get it to let me add another spot that I want to go to or something. And the next thing I know, all of it's gone and I have to start over. This is the workaround for that. Now all you have to do is click on that handy little shortcut you just added to your home page, and that will allow you to then get back to where you were. The very worst that'll happen at this point is you may need to, as you resume navigation, click the X a few times to tell Google Maps to go ahead and delete some of your waypoints. All you do is you click on the X, and if you have more than one destination in your itinerary, it will prompt you whether you want to remove the next one. Just click the X, read the prompt, and confirm that you want to delete the next destination on your journey, and click a few more times until you're up to speed at where you currently are and you're good to go. See, wasn't this convenient? We managed to force Google Maps to take us south first, avoid the highway without setting it to avoid all highways. We just simply set waypoints for the purpose of this trip only. And we then came in from the southeast, ran west, and then ran north, and then made a right turn and headed in through the more convenient entrance to the property. I hope this helps. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Have yourself a terrific day, guys.